I set my intention and nothing happened. If that's your experience, you're using the wrong definition of intention. Wayne Dyer's 2004 book, The Power of Intention, became an international phenomenon, not because it's a motivational book, but because it offers a completely different understanding of what intention actually is. Most people think of intention as willpower. I intend to lose weight. I intend to be more productive. I intend to be happier. And then these things don't happen, and they blame themselves for a lack of discipline. Dyer completely reversed this. He argued that intention isn't something you do. Intention is a power that already exists, the same creative intelligence that turns a seed into a forest, that makes your heart beat without your conscious effort, that transforms a child from 2 cells into a complete human being. You didn't intend any of these things. They happened because you were connected to a creative power greater than your ego. When you try to force results with ego-based willpower, by tormenting, striving, gritting your teeth, you're working against the current. When you align with intention, when you become receptive, trusting, and acting from wholeness rather than despair, you are working with the flow. Quantum physics offers a fascinating parallel. The observer effect shows that the act of observing affects what is being observed. How you relate to reality shapes how you experience it. Dyer brought this principle to everyday life. When you approach what you want with the feeling of, I'm already committed to this, not, I desperately need this, the energy you bring changes completely, and so do the results. This week, set an intention, but write it as, already, not, I want to be. Feel the difference between these 2 expressions. Look in the mirror and say, I am enough. What happened? Did you believe it, or did something inside immediately contradict it? Wayne Dyer knew this reaction intimately, and in his book, Wishes Fulfilled, he revealed exactly why the words, I, are 2 of the most powerful words in English. Dyer spent years researching the expression, I, in the fields of spiritual traditions, philosophy, and neuroscience. His finding was this. This expression has been central to virtually every major spiritual tradition on Earth for thousands of years. No coincidence, because it seems to access something fundamental in human consciousness. Here's the neuroscientific explanation. Your subconscious processes the words that follow, I, as direct instructions. I am tired, it focuses on tiredness. I am strong, it seeks evidence of strength. I am failing, it filters your reality in terms of failures. I am capable, it finds capability. Your brain is not neutral. If you tell it what you are, it will validate it. What's the most powerful time to use I affirmations? The 20 minutes before bedtime and the first 20 minutes after waking up. During these times, your brain is in an alpha wave state, the most receptive neurological state possible. Things you feed your mind during these periods go directly to your subconscious. Most people spend these times scrolling through social media, reading the news, or dwelling on their worries. Dyer suggested something different. 5 minutes of conscious I statements. I am enough. I am worthy. I am capable. I am at peace. These should be said slowly, with genuine feeling, not as a wish, but as an expression of what already exists. Tonight, 5 minutes before bedtime. Try this. With your eyes closed and your hand on your chest, slowly repeat, I am enough, 10 times. Feel it. Then tomorrow, write in the comments below what you noticed. I imagined it. I affirmed it. I set the intention. Nothing changed. If that's your experience with the law of attraction, you're not broken. The popular version of the concept is incomplete. And Wayne Dyer understood more than almost anyone else both why it works and exactly why it fails. The law of attraction in popular culture says, think positively, visualize what you want, and it will come to you. Simple, clean, sellable. It's also incomplete. Dyer taught a more challenging version. Attraction works from the depths, not the surface. Here's the difference. You can repeat, I'm rich, hundreds of times a day while simultaneously feeling hopeless about money, spending recklessly, and telling yourself you'll never get a chance. 3 conflicting signals. The universe, or your subconscious, whichever framework you prefer, responds not to what you say, but to what you believe at your deepest level. Dyer called this intention feeling action alignment. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions must all point in the same direction. Think about health. Feel what it's like to be healthy. Act like a healthy person. That's the whole circuit. One component alone isn't enough. Dyer clearly stated that manifestation isn't passive. It requires action. Action that is harmonious, inspiring, and courageous. Sitting in a chair and fantasizing about a career change without updating your resume isn't the law of attraction. It's daydreaming presented with a better brand. Choose an area where the law of attraction doesn't work for you. Honestly ask yourself, are your thoughts, feelings, and actions pointing in the same direction? Write your answer in the comments, even if it's upsetting. I am not a creative person. Wayne Dyer heard this constantly, and he always called it what it was. Not a fact, but a belief. A false belief. Every human being is creative. It's not a trait some people possess and some don't. It's a capacity that is systematically hindered, and there are 3 specific things that do this hindrance. Dyer defined creativity as the expression of the soul, the natural flow of your authentic self. He believed that every human being has an innate creative drive because every human being comes from a creative source. The 3 obstacles. The first obstacle, perfectionism. If I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. This thought has killed art, business, relationships more than almost anything else. Perfectionism is fear in formal attire. It appears sophisticated, but it is just fear. Dyer's antidote: imperfectly made is always better than not done perfectly. The second obstacle, comparison. Theirs is better, so mine doesn't matter. This is the ego disguised as humility. Your creative expression is as unique as your fingerprint. It literally cannot be compared to someone else's and found to be lacking. It is something entirely different. The third obstacle, obligation. Doing things because you choose to, not because you have to. As Dyer said, it was clear, when you act solely out of obligation, you are in a kind of slavery. Creativity requires freedom, even if freedom is internal. The moment you say, I choose to do this instead of, I have to do this, the creative energy completely shifts. Today, create something, anything, a sentence, a draft, a playlist, a meal. Make it imperfect, make it without comparison, make it because you choose to. Then comment below. What did you do? I want to see it. I will explain to you the abundance mindset and why most people unintentionally block what they want. There's a part of you that constantly feels like you don't have enough. Not enough time, money, opportunity, love, energy. And this feeling undermines everything you're trying to build, even if circumstances don't justify it. Wayne Dyer had a word for it: scarcity. And he had a very specific solution. Dyer drew a sharp line between 2 fundamentally different operating systems: scarcity and abundance. The scarcity mindset goes like this: resources are limited, someone else's gain is my loss, I have to compete for what I want, if I give I'll have less. The abundance mindset goes like this: more than enough, someone else's success inspires mine, giving creates more, the universe is fundamentally generous. Neither is just a feeling, both are self-fulfilling. The scarcity mindset causes you to make fear-based decisions, close yourself off to opportunities, compete instead of cooperate, and hold on so tightly to what you have that you suffocate it. The abundance mindset causes you to take smart risks, stay open to unexpected paths, give generously, and attract the kinds of relationships and circumstances that expand your life. Here's the important point. Dyer wasn't selling magic. He was describing a neurological fact. A brain under chronic stress, which is what scarcity produces, literally narrows its field of perception. It sees fewer options. In contrast, abundance expands perception. Research by Barbara Fredrickson of UNC confirms this. Positive emotional states expand what you see as possible. Dyer reminded the audience that nature operates in pure abundance. No tree worries about whether it has enough after it has borne fruit. Attune your inner frequency to this abundance and watch what changes. Today, name 3 areas in your life where you truly have more than you need. Write them down. Share one in the comments. This is a brain exercise. You are literally expanding your field of perception. Imagine biting into a lemon. Really imagine it, the pungent smell, the burst of sour juice hitting your tongue. Did your mouth water? There was no lemon, but your brain didn't know that. Wayne Dyer built an entire philosophy around this reaction, and its effects on your life are extraordinary. Dyer's most famous quote reverses a common saying: most people think, when I see it, I believe it. Dyer said the opposite is true: when you believe it, you will see it. This isn't mysticism, it's neuroscience with a spiritual layer. Research from numerous sports science studies shows that athletes who practice mental visualization alongside physical training consistently outperform those who only train physically. When the brain vividly imagines an experience, it activates many of the same neural pathways as when it is actually experiencing that experience. The mind doesn't quite distinguish between a vivid imagination and reality. In his book, Wishes Fulfilled, Dyer turned this into a daily practice. Identify who your highest self is, not the person you hope to be, but the fully expressed version of yourself. Then spend time each day living as if you were that person. Don't pretend. Truly embrace that identity. How does that version of yourself think? How do you act? How do you make decisions? How do you talk to people? How do you cope with obstacles? The more vividly and consistently you embrace that identity, the more your behavior will align with it, and your reality will change to match it. Now, close your eyes for 2 minutes. Imagine yourself at your best 1 year from today. What are you doing? Who are you around? How do you feel? Then comment in one word. What did you see? The next video begins with one of the oldest but most practical ideas taught by Wayne Dyer. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. You're valuable.